Hello and welcome to another episode of Harness News Update. I'm your host, Trey Colbeck, and we're here live on our presenting sponsor, harnesslink.com, because harnesslink.com is the only harness racing website truly dedicated to covering news and events in the standardbred industry worldwide. Normally, I do a little spiel about our sponsorship and stuff, but I'm going to bring in a special guest today, Friday with Friends edition here with a man who's been talked about a lot lately, Brett Beckwith. How's it going, man?
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. As we're on different sides of the industry, but I'm sure we're living the dream, where you get to ride horses for a living and I get to write about them, right? So it's
yeah, absolutely.
Can't complain. Yeah. Your name has been coming up a lot. I don't know if you know, I'm from Canada. I'm from Manitoba. And I keep seeing your name, even though you're, New York predominantly based, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so your name's getting around. You've been in the industry for a few years. How did you get into this sport?
So my mom and my dad, they both co-operate a stable in upstate New York. And so I was kind of raised in it that way, but I really didn't take much of an interest in it until I was about like 15 or 16. And I started going to the barn a little more, learning a little bit, jogging and training it. And I kind of just fell in love with it that way. But I mean, it's a lot easier when you have family that was in the business to help you out.
Yeah, of course. I think probably 90% of people in this sport got into it because of family. That's how I got into it. Being in New York, though, did you tend to I'm trying to think of the tracks. Are there big, how are the track situation there? Did you go a lot when you were younger?
When I first turned 18, I really didn't have a lot of opportunities because obviously I'm green as a driver. You just turned 18, and these are people's livelihoods at stake. They got to make money too. So I didn't get a ton of opportunities, but I had a few people that gave me some chances at Saratoga. But as far as track circuits go, in New York, you have Saratoga, Monticello, and I think maybe you would consider Tioga, but you have those as your B tracks where you kind of can lay low and shy away from some of the top drivers. And then you have a place like Yonkers, which is an A track, and that's where a lot of really top drivers and top trainers race. So when you're younger, you try to stay off those circuits a little bit.
Yeah, but speaking of that, is there one of those ones that you've never been to? And even think North America, where would you want to go if you could pick one?
Man, I've been to a lot of places, but if I had to pick a track to actually go to, it wouldn't be in North America. It would be in Canada. I want to go to Woodbine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Woodbine, and I was just at both Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park last summer, man, and I forget how big. I've never been to Mohawk until last summer, but Woodbine, the thoroughbred track, it's huge. You never, I'm from my province, we have fair tracks, right? Little half-mile fair tracks in the middle of cornfields, man. And then you go to Woodbine and Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's jaw-dropping, honestly.
They just seem like they do. They seem like they do such a phenomenal job, putting on the race in there. They do. I think the harness track goes 5 days a week, and they just do a great job, all around. And it's just a high-tech place. It just seems like it'd be a really cool spot to go to.
Yeah, so, you're a young guy, you're 21? You just are able to start drinking now in the States, and you're doing all this stuff. How do you manage, how do you manage this kind of fame recently, or do you not even think about it?
I mean, I really don't think about it, and anyone who's close to me knows, I'm very, I don't downplay anything, but people who know me just know I'm not that kind of guy. I don't have a big head, as some might say, or I just try to stay down to earth, because in this business, anything can happen. You could fall off the face of the earth really quick if you let it. So someone told me at a younger age, you don't get too high on the highs and don't get too low on the lows. Just stay right in the middle ground.
I like that kind of thing. I don't want to say trouble with it, but sometimes when I see like, 500 people read this thing I wrote today, it kind of it's weird. So weird. I feel like you probably get that too. You're like, oh, people are asking me about the podcast. They're talking about me. I bet it's weird. Is it weird seeing your name in a program?
Yeah, it is. It like between that and sometimes like if you go on like USTA or Standard Bread Canada and you see like an article, it's kind of catches you by surprise sometimes, I'd say.
Yeah, because I bet that's what guys feel like pro athletes feel when they're playing Madden. It's like, oh crap, I'm in the game. I could play as myself. It'd be kind of weird, and you could see that a little bit on programs and stuff. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So born and raised in New York, you said?
I was born in New Jersey, actually, in Howell, New Jersey, but okay. I quickly moved to New York with my family.
To a non-American, that's same thing to me. New York, New Jersey, I get you completely. Have you ever been to Canada?
I have never. I want to go. I want to go to PEI for the Gold Cup and Saucer.
Yeah, that's on my list too, man. That's a trip that everyone says you have to do on both sides of the border. It'd be great, and of course you have to go to Mobine, like you said. That would be great as well. Like how far is it the border? Kind of a couple hours, depending on where you are. Like I've been to New York. Like the only New York I've ever been to is Niagara Falls. I think that's about it. So I'm not too sure the geography there. Are you close to the border?
I could be wrong. I want to say it's like 3.5 to 4 hours. It's not like incredibly far.
Yeah. That's about how far I am from the border now. Probably 2.5, but I don't really think about it that much. So other than harness racing, do you ever have another job? Were you doing something before, doing something kind of still part-time, or is it just harness racing?
No, I mean, when it comes to that, it's strictly racing right now. I think if you're going to do something and you want to be the best at it, you have to put all your effort towards it. So.
Yes, I wasn't sure maybe you were on the way to medical school and you decided to do racing instead or something. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that have some other careers and then they decide to take the sport route. Outside of racing, though, you're like I said, you're a young guy. Are you what kind of hobbies do you are? Are you a 2K MLB The Show kind of guy? Are you a hunting, fishing kind of guy?
I when I was younger, I found myself playing a lot more video games than I do now. Even on my days off or time I have off, I really don't enjoy it anymore. But I go to the gym about 5 or 6 times a week, and then some days during the week on like a Wednesday when I have off, I like to go to dinner with a couple of my good friends. That's about it.
Man, I wish I could say that. I'm a little older than you, but I think working from home has really made it hard for me where video games have become too much a part of my life. The wife and kids leave for the day. I go to work and I usually log on to something, but I get it completely. Whenever GTA 6 comes out, I'm probably going to disappear from the face of the earth for about a month. Yeah, next year. So if you never see me again,
absolutely,
man,
I might need a week. I might need a week off of racing.
Yeah, so
I might need a week off of racing during that when that comes out.
Yeah, man, that's all I'm waiting for, and I'm actually really excited for the new college football game this summer. That's one that I really hope EA does good with. Yeah, a little temporary disconnection there, but we're fine. We're gonna move on. I thought it'd be fun to play a couple quick games because it's Fridays with friends here on Harness News Update. A family-friendly version of Smash or Pass. If you feel up for it?
Always.
Sure, always. Okay. So I thought, you being a New York guy, we have to go Smash or Pass the New York Yankees.
Pass.
Thank God. I'm a big Blue Jay fan, so I'll take that all day, man. Another New York, and there's a couple guys at Harness Link that will either love or hate you depending on this answer. Buffalo Bills, Smash or Pass?
Absolutely pass.
Absolutely. Do you have a team? What's your team?
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this year, but I'm a Patriots fan since I started watching football.
I'll fully admit I'm not a big NFL. Like I like NFL when it comes to betting and fantasy, but I don't have a team per se. But I was kind of the Tom Brady, Patriots, Gronk kind of guy. I'll be shameless and admit it. No, but football definitely. We have Canadian football up here, and it's a lot of fun too. Smash or Pass. You've never been to Canada, so I wonder if you even know this. Smash or Pass poutine. Have you ever heard of poutine?
French fries, gravy, and stuff on it.
Yes.
Is that's what it's in
Yes,
reference to, right? Yeah, that's
French fries,
smash.
gravy, and cheese. Smash, thank God, because that's
That's a
if you come to
smash for
Canada,
sure.
yeah, you come to Canada, you got to try all the poutine possible. I had cousins from England, and they just can't wrap their head around it. They're like, "Why?" You know, and it's a great time. Now, this or that, man. We'll go real quick here. We're going to start off with the most important question to ask anybody in standardbred racing: this or that, pacer or trotter?
Man, you get a nice young trotter. There's really nothing like it.
Ooh, see, that's interesting because there are trotters in Western Canada. All our racing is pacing, so trotters is such a weird new thing to me. But I love to see it, and I love to see how much people in the East love them.
Western Canada, that's like that's Alberta, right?
Alberta, BC, and my province of Manitoba would be the three that have racing. Yeah. So BC would be Fraser Down.
Trainer I drive for just recently. A trainer I drive for recently got a horse from down there that I really like.
Okay.
She's a pretty nice mare.
What's the name? Do you know?
Side Piece.
Yeah, that's from Brandon Campbell. Yeah, that's a good horse down there. And maybe Merino. Yeah, no, she's pretty good horse. She was one of the top fillies out here in Western Canada. So yeah, it's good to see her continuing on. Next, this or that, half-mile track or larger?
Larger.
I could respect that. Again, being from Western Canada, the smaller tracks are Alberta, BC. We have the 5/8, but where I'm from, we have the half-mile. But again, it's just crazy to see those big miles and 7/8 tracks some places. Have you driven at the Meadowlands much, or not really?
Yeah. That's honestly where I'm heading to now.
All right.
I race there tomorrow.
Right. I had a buddy of mine, a good friend of mine from Manitoba, Daryl Thiessen. He's driven out there a little bit. Yeah, Whitey. He just telling me how that view is down the backstretch is just second to none.
It's something most people don't like. They'll never know it. It's the weirdest thing. You hit the backside and you just can't hear any of the footsteps. Everything's just quiet. It's a really good track to race at.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And last question, this or that, since you're new 21, beer or hard liquor, this or that?
I'm not a big beer fan, so I'll go hard liquor.
That's my boy, yes, sir. So thank you so much for your time, man. Best of luck with everything you're going on to. If you come to Canada, let me know. I'll make a trip out to Toronto. It's only a 20-hour drive for me, but I'll do it for you, man, and we'll come hang out at Mohawk, okay?
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Awesome, thanks. And everyone, that is Brett Beckwith. You can catch him in New York and New Jersey doing what he loves and doing what he's been really good at. Actually, real quick, you seem to win 5 races every day. What's up with that?
Yeah, I went on a decent tear this week. It was pretty good, but it's not an easy thing to do.
No, but it's weird too that it seems to stop at 5.
Can't get 6.
I can't do it. Well, best of luck, man. Maybe you'll get 6 shortly, and we'll have to talk to you again.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Yeah, and that was everything with Brett Beckwith. It was a great time talking to him. Now we'll get into the recap preview portion of the show. Excuse me. I got to recap the action from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from North America. Oh, man, my screen's all messed up here, but we're here. We're good. We're going here. Let's kick up the replay here. First up, the Philly Mares Open Pace from Saratoga on Tuesday. Let's pick this up around the 3/4 station and see how the race ends.
Flat, a 3/4 of 29-1, so a little bit of a breather for Always Watching, who finally puts away a little side hustle, but here comes Arizona. Arizona in the midst of that rally, 3 wide, and she's come a long way to take over second, trying to get to Always Watching in the final furlong as they turn for home. always watching. Here's Arizona bursting onto the scene. Fond memories on the inside, always watching's digging in. Arizona trying to gun her down, always watching, digging in, and toughing it out. Always watching, held on.
Yeah, big win there by Arizona. No, sorry, always watching beat out Arizona. Sorry, always watching one there. The minor upset beat out the favorite Arizona. And Brett Beckwith, who we just talked to, finished second in that one. Jordan DeRoe wins there with the 60-year-old mare by He's Watching in 154 flat. Also, Tuesday at Saratoga, driver gets a hat trick, and it was Chris Long. He wins races 1, 8, and 9. Here's race 9. Wins by a nose with Vegan in 157 and 1. Just a race prior, race 8, he wins with AP Blaze of Glory in 156 and 2. So big hat trick there for Chris Long on Tuesday. And then we go to Pocono Downs on Tuesday. The Weiss 3-year-old filly Trot was kicking off. We'll have all of these. We'll pick this up at the 3-quarter mark. There was several splits. There was 6 splits. Let's hear first. Watch the first one, race 3. We'll pick it up at the 3-quarter mark.
Still hasn't lifted a finger. 3/4, 127 and 1. 28 and 2 faster on the back. Tove Pleem on top. Meet Me at the Bar still lurking, and now movement off the pylons there from 4th by Time of Peace coming around Ideal Pack. Top of the stretch, Tove Polima hoping to finish what she started, but Meet Me at the Bar is a threat coming out of the pocket. It's Tove Polima and Meet Me at the Bar. Slight edge, Tove Polima. Late kick from Time of Peace. It's still Tove Polima. Tove Polima will take him gate to wire in her first start of the year for her maiden victory. Meet Me at the Bar, second. Time.
Yeah, Tove Polina wins the first one with Andy Miller in the bike for trainer Julie Miller. A couple races later was the next division in race 5. Tactical Lori wins by a neck. Real tight finish here in 155 and 2. David Miller in the bike. Let's see how close it really was.
6 and 4, 29 and 2, third panel. Good Faith Hanover dealing with Sister Diane just a length back. And now on the outside comes Tactical Lori into third, showing leg kick from far back green zone, trying to move up in 4th. Top of the stretch, Good Faith Hanover dealing now with Sister Diane on the outside. Tactical Lori shifting to the inside. Tactical Lori and Sister Diane go on. Slight edge, Tactical Lori, Sister Diane right there. Tactical Lori, Sister Diane. Tactical Lori gets it done in a tight one for David Miller. Sister Diane.
And then the third division was race 7. Dave Miller actually gets another win here with Meticular in 156 flat, a decent couple length lead here. Let's see how this one ends.
4, third panel. Mactacular still there by a head, and Nighttime Dreamer is off stride, so she's out of it. Ms. Titan now into second. Up on the outside, Sweet Secret Roots is 4th. Top of the stretch, Mactacular 1-1 battle, but now going to have to deal with the war as Ms. Titan comes up with a move on the inside. On the outside, Sweet Secret. Mactacular still there by a half a head. Mactacular will hold tight here for David Miller. Mactacular ends up winning by a little less than a half. Ms. Titan second, Sweet Secret third, way back to Roots in 4th as Mactacular toughs it out.
Then we'll move on to the second half. Number 4 division here was race 9. Let's see how this one ends up.
26 even, 28 and 2, third panel. Kinesiology stretching that lead just a bit, but Gone Crazy has not gone away. Diamante Hanover a bit closer third, but still 4 back, and well back to Southern Money now moving into 4th. Around the turn to the top of the stretch, Kinesiology hoping to salt this away, leads by 2. Gone Crazy still trying hard there. On the outside, Diamante Hanover closing a bit, but it is Kinesiology. Not asked for much here on the front end from Todd McCarthy. Does it all on her own and wins by 2 3/4. Gone Crazy second, Diamante Hanover third, Southern Money 4th, and Kinesiology.
Kinesiology, a word I've had trouble saying for even into my adult life. Kinesiology with Todd McCarthy wins, trainer Mike Burke. That one. 2 more splits, race 10. Next one, Happy Chopper wins just by a neck here at 9-1 with Braxton Boyd in the bike. Let's see this close finish.
29 and 4, third panel. Not taxing fractions at all here. Solange Hanover by a length with Happy Chopper from the pocket coming out now for Braxton Boyd. Also on the outside is Wish List, and the inside opens up nicely for Lollapalooza. Top of the stretch, Solange Hanover by a half length on the outside. Happy Chopper all out. Lollapalooza is gaining on the inside. Buter trying to get more out of Solange Hanover. Look at Happy Chopper on the outside. Happy Chopper, a big upsetter here for Braxton Boyd. Knocks off Solange Hanover. It was Lollapalooza.
And the last and final one we'll look at here at Pocono Downs was race 12. Yeah, race 12. It was won by Alista Hanover in 155 and 3. Another David Miller victory in the bike. Here it is.
Elista Hanover by 3 parts of a length, 3/4, 127 even, 29 even third panel. Elista Hanover still dealing with Sakari Fashion, who's been out a while. HL Candy Time revving up for the 3-wide move, and Kahira Hanover's now third in. Gave enough room there for Sakari Fashion to sneak in. Top of the stretch, Elista Hanover leads it by a length and a half. On the inside, Sakari Fashion not giving way. Outside, HL Candy Time, but now Elista Hanover stepping away. David Miller again, Elista Hanover easily by 4 at the very end. Sakari Fashion was a long shot second, followed by...
And we'll move on to Oak Grove. Had racing on Tuesday as well. The Open Trot, 31,000 up for grabs. Race 5. Let's pick this up at the 3/4 station and see who wins it.
County is dropped back third at the inside. Between horses and fourth is You So Sweet Blue Chip, and here's Sinatra de V winding up 3 wide from fifth. The Hazelton with some trot in between horses. Off stride goes Sinatra de V. 3/4, 124 and 3, and now Swan Flyer has taken command from Yo Beth D. Up on the outside, gaining ground is Hazelton on the outside, and between horses You So Sweet Blue Chip. But Swan Flyer has gotten away from them. Swan Flyer by 4. Swan Flyer coasts home to win the Open. You So Sweet Blue Chip was second, the Hazelton third. 153 and 3.
Yeah, Swan Flyer gets it done there. Now a couple of races later, race 10 and 18,000 Open 2 trot. Here it is.
3-point Blue Chip at the inside is back to third. Outside, it's a Herbie moving from fourth. Locked in, Captain Sunny Fox is fifth, but it's Sparks Fly, who's opened up now by 3 off 3/4 in 126 and 2. On the outside, it's a Herbie moving into second. Brace for Landing is back in third, but as they head home, Sparks are full flying on the front end by 3. On the outside, it's a Herbie is second, but Sparks Fly to win it. Sparks Fly wins by a length and a half. It's a Herbie was second, and Empire Builder was up for third in 155 and 1.
Yeah, that was Sparks Fly. And then also on Tuesday, one driver gets a hat trick, and that was Devon Tharps. He wins races 2, 3, and 9. Here's race 9. MG Kid in 156 and 2 for Jim Brinson. MG Kid is a 14-year-old gelding by Santana Blue Chip. On to Harrington Raceway. Had racing on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, the Filly Mares Open Pace was race 6. Grandeur Sealster wins this one, 22,500 up for grabs. Montreal Teague was in the bike. He'd actually end up winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the day. This was 2 of 7. Let's see it at the 3/4 mark.
The final turn coming toward the top of the stretch. Misty Coast Grandeur Sealster is rushing up on the outside now to join the leader and get the lead. Grandeur Sealster, Misty Coast back to second. They come toward the top of the stretch with Grandeur Sealster on the outside up to get the lead and pull away. Grandeur Sealster, Twin Delight races in the center track farther out. That's Western Secret. They come toward the wire. Grandeur Sealster's got it easy. Grandeur Sealster's in front. Holding second, I think, is Twin Delight over Western Secret, but it's close in 155 and 3.
And then, like I said, Teague got 6, but Art Stafford Jr. also got 3 wins. He wins races 1, 10, and 14. Here's 14 with Bells David in 156 and 3. Wins by a neck here. The 6-year-old gelding by Art Major. And then Wednesday's racing at Harrington. Just had a Open Trot race 5, 22,500 up for grabs. Swan in Motion gets the win. Let's see how.
That old Barstool on the outside following his Swan in Motion. Speed Club is back to fourth outside, and fifth is Certified. They go by 3/4, 126 and 4/5 on the final turn. That old Barstool. Swan in Motion lands in second. Dropping back a bit is Man Atlas, Trapped at the Rail, Speed Club. They come toward the top of the stretch now, turning home. And straightening away with that old Barstool leading it. Swan in Motion swings to the outside. Swan in Motion out in the center of the track, coming after that old Barstool. They come toward the wire. That old Barstool's got the lead. Swan in Motion still coming. Here's the wires. Whoa, close. Swan in Motion or that old Barstool way back, Certified third in 155 and 1.
And that's everything from Harrington Raceway on to Northfield Park, who had racing Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, 3 drivers got hat tricks. The first one we'll look at is Billy Davis Jr. He kicks things off in race 5 with Buddy the Bookie in 155 and 2. He then win the next race, race 6, with Toes in the Water in 159. But here's race 14, where he would win with Stick With Me Kid in 156.4. A 10-year-old gelding here getting the win. Another driver to get 3 was Aaron Merriman. He gets his first win in race 7 with Bar Down Jim in 154 flat. That's a 4-year-old gelding by Big Jim. Merriman would also win back-to-back races. E-Pass in race 8 in 158 and 4. And then Merriman's last win would come race 15 at 8-1 with Caton Aiden in 157 and 2. Wins by a neck here. The 3-year-old gelding by Royal Majesty. And the last driver we'll look at on Tuesday to get a hat trick was Hunter Myers. He wins the first race of the day with Barley Up in 155 and 2. Then he would win back-to-back races starting in race 10 with Disgruntled Carl. And here in race 11, he wins with the Golden Jet in 156 flat. And then actually, when we move on to Wednesday at Northfield Park, Hunter Myers wins another 3 on Wednesday. He starts by winning race 9 with Ego Trippin, in 156 and 1. Then he would win race 11 with OK Man, wins by neck in that one in 157 and 4. And here's race 14. He'd win with a 24-1 upset, number 1 hit in 155 and 1. 24-1 wins by 5-6 lengths here. This is a 6-year-old gelding by Some Beach Somewhere. Next track we'll move on to is Western Fair. Had racing Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday was the Preferred Trot race 4. Let's pick this up at the 3/4 mark and hear Sugar Doyle with the call.
There in 127 and 4. Bucktober leading over the long shot Insanity. Andy Over is out there in 3rd. Johnny Buckshot still there in 4th. 5th and in for Hot Fudge Sunday. They're going to get set to make the swing. Bucktober, they're still all chasing. Insanity holding down the deuce. Andy Over. Johnny Buckshot with some late trot on the outside through the stretch into the mile. Bucktober, much the best. Insanity second. Close for 3rd. Andy Over versus Johnny Buckshot.
That's where that cut out 156 and 4 there for Bucktober and Tyler Borth. No driver really could string together too many wins together on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, the most anyone could get at Western Fair was 2. Tyler Borth wins 2 more. Wins 2 on Wednesday. He wins the first race of the day with Porch Pirate in 158 and 3. And then he would get his second win in race 5 with J120 in 155 and 2. This is a 5-year-old mare by Art Speak. And then the other driver to get 2 wins on Wednesday at Western Fair was Brett McDonald. He wins race 8 with OK Jasmine in 157 and 2. And then he would also win race 9, Ladies from Hell, in 157 and 1. A 10-year-old mare by Classic Card Shark. That's everything from Western Fair on to Monticello Raceway. Racing Tuesday Wednesday, and Thursday. Up on Tuesday, the first thing we'll look at is the Ewe Pace, race 4, 6,400 up for grabs. Let's pick this one up and see who wins.
Third panel, midway around the final turn is settled. We have a new leader, and Andrew Adamczyk now takes the favorite Barnabas now to the lead. Premier Joy back to second. Then comes Sammy Be Happy third, and they're at the top of the stretch here in the amateur division, and it's all Barnabas, and Andrew Adamczyk pulls away from Premier Joy and Sammy Be Happy. Barnabas strolling on home, a 6-length winner. Time for the mile.
Oh, sorry, the time for the mile is 1:56.4 for Barnabas. Andrew Adamczyk was in the bike there with the win. There's also the Open Pace was the next race, race 5. 7,200 was up for grabs. A field of 8 battling it out here. BBT wins by a nose at 11-1. Let's see this finish here.
Of a mile, and they're at that beam 1:25 and 2:29 third quarter. Midway around the final turn, Greg and the favorite Hop and Roll Heaven still in front. Pocket Trip, Some Deal Hanover, then KJ Unreal on the inside. Shane Adam and BBT, they straighten away for the stretch drive. It's still Hop and Roll Heaven in front, but a host of pursuers. There's still 4 horses across the track. On the far outside, coming fastest of all, here comes BBT, and on the inside, Some Deal Hanover.
I've been to a lot of places.
I apologize about that. I hit the wrong button here, and I went back. I think that's where we are here. Yeah. Anyway, that was BBT. Then we go on to Wednesday at Monticello. Give me just 1 second here, and I'll try to fix what we got going on here. Yeah, apologize about that. I hit the wrong button and it resets my video. That's okay, though. We're at Monticello. Wednesday up next. I think we'll just have to rewatch the finish there. Yeah, it's a pretty good finish. Let's watch it twice. The Open Pace there. Yeah, here we go. On to Wednesday. We had some North American Amateur Driving Association races. First race of the day. Let's pick this up at the last quarter.
31, 29 and 4 third panel. Midway around the final turn, and Alan Schwartz, be careful here. It's still Cautious Boy coming through at the inside. Comes Cyclone Maximus, who is on a break. So they're at the top of the stretch, so they turn for home, and it's still Cautious Boy, homeward bound. On the inside, Brutal Storm is still chasing the favorite home, but it's going to be Cautious Boy who goes on for the victory. Then came Brutal Storm in 2:01 and 3.
Yeah, Alan Schwartz wins that one with Cautious Boy. Cyclone Maximus was the one that you saw on the inside there, breaking. But yeah, big win there by Cautious Boy. A couple races later, race 4 was another North America Amateur Driving Association. War We Preferred wins in 2:01 and 2 at 17:1 with Lee Morris in the bike. Let's see this finish.
On a 30 and 1 third quarter. Midway around the final turn, it's still Bully Boy. Outside jump shot, diving over to the pocket. There comes Worry Preferred. Then farther back there is Cellular fourth. And they're at the top of the stretch, so they turn for home. And it's still Bully Boy, still the one to catch. Worry Preferred taking aim at the passing lane. Bully Boy, here comes Worry Preferred and Lee Morris using the passing lane. And it's 17-1. Worry Preferred pulls off the upset over Bully Boy in 2:01 and 2.
And then there's be one more here we'll look at, and it was race 7. Close finish. There was actually some placing that needed to happen here in race 7. Let's watch what happens, and then I'll explain.
In 130 and 3, 30 and 3, third panel. Swinging around the final turn, and Matt Zuccarello and the favorite Skyway Professor still in front. Outside, Southwind Laredo trying to close in. Pocket Trip coming from Race Ace, and making a break there is Swan Factor. They're at the top of the stretch here, homeward bound. Skyway Professor, middle of the track, Southwind Laredo, Race Ace down on the inside, coming from Flashy Swan. What a finish. 4 noses coming down to the line. Who's it going to be? Wow. Using the passing lane.
Yeah, so Flashy Swan finished first at 20-1, but was placed third, while Skyway Professor finished second and got placed the winner, while Race Ace was third place second in that one. So Matt Zuccarello was the driver for Skyway Professor, the horse that got placed, your winner in that one. There was also 2 open trots on Wednesday at Monticello. Race 5 is the open 1 trot, 7,200 up for grabs. Emma Town Bud, 7-year-old gelding by Big Stick Lindy, wins at 12-1 and 159 flat. A real tight finish, beating out the 20-1. It's one of those. The favorite, Chamba, finished 7th. So we have some big payouts here. Let's see how this one ends.
Horses 1 by 1, 3/4 in 128.30 and 1 panel. Midway around the final turn, it's one of those in front. Watch out for Pierre Beauvais and Emma Town Bud on the outside, closing in on it's one of those. And they're at the top of the stretch, so they turn for home. And Alan Schwartz seeing Pierre Beauvais coming. It's one of those in front. Emma Town Bud closing in. Which one is it going to be? Very tight coming down to the line. Here's the finish, Emma. And it's one of those in 1.
Yeah, and then the last one here we'll look at on Wednesday was the open 2 trot. Woodside Amelia wins with Jim Taggart in the bike, 2 minutes and 1/5. Let's see how this one ends.
And Woodside Amelia, they have a comfortable lead here. On the inside, Patrick Hanover now comes on to reclaim second. Then on the outside, Match Me If You Can, top of the lane here in the finale. And it's still Woodside Amelia, leader. Patrick Hanover still chasing. And a very confident Jim Taggart, and he knows this race is over. It's going to be Woodside Amelia in the finale, then Patrick Hanover.
Yeah, and then we'll go on to Thursday. Jim Taggart gets 4 wins. Yeah, he kicks things off in race 3 with Bueller in 2 minutes and 3/5. Then in race 5, Prince of Art, 202 and 2 at 28-1 in the fog. They are out there somewhere. And then Taggart Jr. would also win race 8 with Sam, and race 10 with Toy With Me to end things off. So that's big 4 wins on a foggy day at Monticello. Yeah, there they are. I told you they're there. We'll move on to Miami Valley racing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. On Tuesday, Jeremy Smith gets 4 wins. Gets his first win in race 2 with I Love My Woody in she hit the high note in 154 and 3, beating out I Love My Woody, who finished second. Race 7 was the second win for Jeremy Smith with La Marina, wins at 4-1, just beating out the 53-1 Retro Hanover. Smith would also win race 9 with Well Said Evelina, and race 14, the last race of the day, with Hallbro in 152 and 2. Brett Miller also got 3 wins on Tuesday at Miami Valley. His first win comes race 3 with Rangers Sure Shot. His second win would come race 11 with Irreplaceable. And here's race 13, 3-1 minor upset with Quiet Princess here. The favorite, Valerian C, finished back in 6th. So, yeah, a little bit of an upset there for the 4-year-old mare by Lost for Words. And then actually Brett Miller would add 5 more on Wednesday at Miami Valley. He starts off by winning the first race of the day with Evergreen Elite at 20-1 in that one. And then he would win race 4 with We Shall See. Race 5, he would win 3 in a row. Race 5 with Rose Run Yannick at 15-1. Race 6, 7-1 Barley a tease. And here's race 13, 16-1. Have faith in me. 16-1, finishing in 152-3, winning by next. So a big upset there by Brett Miller on Wednesday. Jeremy Smith actually would add 3 more as well. His first one comes in race 2 with Colford by the Sea. He wins this one in 150-4 at 12-1. He'd also win races 7 and 12. He wins race 12 with Nariot and 154-2. On to Thursday, a couple opens at Miami Valley. First open 2 was race 9. $31,000 up for grabs in the open 2 pace. Let's see who takes this one home.
Berries, driving in between horses. Big Teddy, 3 wide cover for Town Gossip, the trailer Incredible Man, 122-4. 27-4 backside. Lunar with the lead, 3 wide. Rolling Like Thunder is closing in from the pocket. Don't Bother Me None is looking for racing room. 4 wide off the turn is Town Gossip into the stretch. Rolling Like Thunder, Town Gossip outside, inside. Don't Bother Me None is closing. Rolling Like Thunder, Don't Bother Me None. Photo for win, 152-1.
Yeah, that was Don't Bother Me None and 152-1 with Jeremy Smith in the bike. And there's also the open 3 pace. Let me see here. Race 12. Oh, I missed the open 1 pace. I don't have the replay for that. Open 1 pace was 34,000. Make Some Noise with Kurt Sog won at 6-1. And I have the highlight here for the open 3 pace won by Melton Beach. Here it is.
Trip. Long shot Captain Taylor is there third. He'll need to dig deep. 3 wide comes I Am a Real Ladies Man, 124, 28-1 down the backstretch. Melton Beach has a lead, kicks clear from Rockin' Speed by 2. They're off the turn on their way home. Inside, Mossy's Dragon trying to close. Then it is Captain Taylor, grandstand side. James Final Treasure with late pace. Melton Beach wins again. Melton Beach wins it by about 2.5, 3 on the line from Rockin' Speed.
Let's go on to Yonkers racing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On Tuesday, Yannick Gingras gets 4 wins. He was the first race of the day with 29-1 upset downright delicious. Travis Alexander trains this pacer. And Gingras would also win races 6 with Firearm. And then race 10 and 11, Nighthawk in race 10. And Pink Ruby in race 11. Jason Bartlett would actually get 5 wins on Tuesday. The 5th one comes in race 12 with Stateside Deuce in 154-4. Shane Triton trains this. Ambro Deuce Gelding. Bartlett would also win. Actually, he would win 4 in a row starting in race 2. Wonderful Beach in race 2. And then he would win races 2, 3, 4, and 5 there and cap it off here with race 12. Wednesday at Yonkers, we had a 3 to 6 year old open pace, race 2. 32,000 up for grabs. Let's see how this one ends.
Mario through 3/4 and 125-2. They're on the final turn. It's a me. Mario just storms to the lead like he took a star and is on fire right now. It's a me. Mario. He's opened up a 3-length lead. Greg the Leg trying to hold the place. Ultima Rocca from the back. Off the turn into the stretch. It's a me. Mario, a 3-length lead. Battle for second. Ultima Rocca outside. Southwind Peter. It's a me. Mario, a 2-length win. Then it was Ultima Rocca, tight for third with Greg the Leg and Southwind Peter right on the line together. Final time for the mile.
It was It's a Me. Mario wins in 153 flat with Jason Bartlett in the bike. Also on Wednesday, there was 5 splits for the John Brennan Trotting Series. $25,000 up for grabs in each. We'll pick the first one up, race 4 here. Let's see how it ends.
Global Believers in. Following Deadline Hall is Los Amigo, 3/4, 128. They're on the final turn. Royalty Beer, Bontoni Degato, dead aim from the pocket if good enough. But Royalty Beer starts to edge away, and Royalty Beer trots to a 2-length lead. Bontoni Degato inside now, then Global Believer and Deadline Hall. They're in deep stretch. It's all Royalty Beer. Gate to wire for the favorite in Division 1 of Leg 1 of the John Brennan Trotting Series. Then it was...
Yeah, that was a Royalty Beer in 156 and 2 with Pat LaChance. The next split was in race 6. It was won by Warwee Yang in 155 and 3 with Yannick Gingras in the bike for trainer Mike Burke. It was a close one by a head here. Let's see how it ends.
Warwee Yang trying to keep going here. The plugs just came out on Emmanuel KS. Dead aim. They got 3.5 on City of Hope, who keeps trudging along the outside. Warwee Yang leads them into the stretch. Emmanuel KS trying to reel him in. Warwee Yang, Emmanuel KS. Warwee Yang almost home. Emmanuel KS needs a half length. Warwee Yang, Emmanuel KS. So Warwee Yang. Warwee Yang.
Yeah, and then the third division was race 9. Actually, it would be 3 straight races: race 9, 10, and 11. The Resolve to win wins race 10, which we'll talk about. Race 9, let's see how this one ends.
Tachyon, a 2.5 length lead. Seacan trying to reel him in. Challenger begins to backpedal. So too Lava Field. Cal Miles and Shell is 5th. Off the turn and into the stretch, it's all Tachyon. Tachyon cruising on the front end. Bartlett gives him a little tap, and Tachyon stays to his business. Seacan's going to make it look a lot closer than it really is. It's all Tachyon tonight. A comfortable 2-length win. Then Seacan. It looks like Lava...
Yeah, it was Tachyon in 154 and 1. And then, like I said, Resolve to win wins race 10 here in 156 and 3. Let's see how he does it.
127 and 3 on the final turn. Resolve to win, trying to see it through. Ferretti trying to gun him down. Cassius Hanover needs to do more. Deladmar needs somewhere to go. Off the turn and into the stretch. Resolve to win. Ferretti's been out a while. Resolve to win and Ferretti. Up the inside, Cassius Hanover. Deep stretch. Buter asks Resolve to win. He responds, Resolve to win. 1. A length and a half. Then Ferretti. Cassius Hanover.
And then the last one here, tight finish. There's a nose finish. Let's see how it ends
through
up.
3/4 and 127 and 2. The field makes their way on the final turn. Coventry Hall's trying to see it through. Optrix trying to grind them down. Wickenburg waits in the pocket. Gapping the covers My Crown, My Kingdom. Along the cones, Diamante Trio. Off the turn. Coventry Hall's almost home. Outside Optrix. Inside Wickenburg just found the narrow seam. There comes Wickenburg. It's Optrix down the center. Coventry Hall and Wickenburg. Wickenburg, Optrix off the layoff. Optrix.
Yeah, Optrix gets the win there in 156 and 4. Austin Sigelman in the bike, just beating out Wickenburg and Brett Holland. On to Thursday. There was actually there was a full schedule of racing schedule last night, but it got canceled after the third race due to lighting issues, I believe. So only 3 races at Yonkers last night. So let's just move on to Rosecroft. Had racing on Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday, the first race of the day is the Mayor's.
This final quarter mile.
We'll pause here. Sorry, Mayor's Open. 10,000 up for grabs. Let's start it up again and see who here wins this race.
123 and 2. Grace Rocks with Lloyd's Loves right there, and Porter pops the pocket here. Grace Rocks and Lloyd's Loves. I Love on Gate up the pylons here as they come to the top of the stretch. On the outside, Lloyd's Loves powers to the lead. She is strong, and she's about to drop them with every stride here. Lloyd's Loves and Trey Porter in front. They win it by 5. Grace Rocks, I Love on Gate. Photo for 4th between 8.
Yeah, it was Lloyd's Love in 151 and 1 with Trey Porter in the bike for trainer Michael Hall. Lloyd's Love wins this one. She's a 4-year-old mare by Rusty's All In. And also on Tuesday, one driver picked up several wins here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A touchdown. Jonathan Alley wins 7. He'd actually win 4 in a row from races 10 to 13 here. Race 13 with Open Till Midnight in 155 and 4. Big day there by Jonathan Ali. And then on to Thursday night, last night, the Open, the preferred Open 2 pace, 10,000 was race 13. Let's pick this up at the 3/4 mark.
Right here, 3/4 in 1, 23 and 4. It's full send. Lions music on the outside. Shim at the inside. Starship second over fourth. Fifth at the inside, dancing on a star. Then it's Mock Lamore on the far outside, fanning out Bonnie Man Rocket. They turn for the finish mark. Full send. The challenge down to the inside from Shim. Shim moving well down to the inside. Shim is coming through to win it at 21-1 for Carter. Full send, dancing on a star, and a photo for fourth, 151 and 2.
Yeah, Shim getting the win there in 151 and 2. And then one driver got a hat trick, and that was Roger Plant Jr. His third and final win comes in race 7 with AJ Morelli in 155 and 2. Wins by a neck here. He'd also win races 4 and 5. Next track we'll look at, Buffalo Raceway. Only had racing on Wednesday, 12 races. But one of the feature was the 14,000 Philly Mares Open Pace Race 7. Let's pick this up at the 3/4 mark and see how it ends.
A 28 and 3 backside 3rd quarter. McVera by a half a length. Magical Mistress trying to wear her down. Shooting Brook waiting for the passing lane. Summer Slash now reels it up from the back of the pack as they make their turn for home. McVera, Magical Mistress. Summer Slash on the far outside. Shooting Brook in the passing lane. Magical Mistress. Summer Slash trying to get to her. Magical Mistress in the center. Gets it done. Summer Slash came from all the way from the back. Ended up being second today, 155 and 1.
Yeah, Jim Morrell Jr. wins there with Magical Mistress, and this would actually be his second of 3 wins on the day. Joseph Chindano Jr. would actually end up the day with 4 wins. His last win comes with Faithful Dawn here in race 12 in 158 flat. This is a 6-year-old mare by Riggins getting the job done. On to Hoosier Park, had racing Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, a couple drivers. One got a hat trick and one got a grand slam. The grand slam was Marvin Luna. He'd win 3 in a row starting here in race 4. He'd win with Rock Vodka in 153 and 4. This is a 3-year-old gelding by Rock and Image. He then win race 5 with DJ Dan, and then race 6 with May I Explain. And then his last win would come race 12 with Bob Lee Bell winning that one. And then the other driver to get a hat trick was Atlee Bender. He gets his first win in race 2 with Pilot's Destiny. And then he would get back to the winner's circle in race 9 with Kaneda, in 156 and 3. And then his last win would come race 14 with Street Boy at 82-1. Street Boy wins this one 82-1. Hector Herrera trains this pacer, a 9-year-old gelding by American Ideal, just beating out the favorite there. Big win, 82-1. Wow. Big win there. Thursday at Hoosier Park, John DeLong had a hat trick. He wins the first race of the day with Honey So Sweet at 3-1. Comes in at 158 and 3. This is a 3-year-old mare by J.K. End of an Era. John DeLong would also win race 3 with Sadie's Art and race 4 with 7 It Is. And then on to the Meadows. They had racing Wednesday and Thursday. On Wednesday, Ronnie Wren Jr. gets a grand slam. Race 8 was his 4th win here with Kathy Hanover in 153-1. And then on to Thursday, Dave Pallone gets a hat trick at the Meadows, and his third and final win comes in race 11 with staying with the wind in 155-4. He'd also win races 8 and 9, but here's the highlight for race 11. And then we'll move on to Woodbine Mohawk Park. Stake season starting to pick up here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. The Ontario Sired Spring Series for 3-year-old trotting fillies. There was 3 splits. Let's pick up the first one, race 1.
7th inside to Gaming Queen, then tipped to the outside, Billie Jean Queen, and still trailing D.A. Alice. Halftime in 58-4, second quarter in just 31 seconds, so a nice breather there. Lexus Angel has got the racetrack with 3/8 to go. All Out Maryland is right there, the pocket shadow to the leader. Enchanted Angel continues to rail ride from in third. Holly in the Clouds at the inside fourth, popped out first up. Fifth drives Resolute Lady as they've got a quarter of a mile of racetrack to cover. 3/4 in 129. Turning for home, Lexus Angel. Money favorite still on point, but here comes All Out Maryland breathing fire off the pocket trip. Here escaping to the far outside comes Enchanted Angel, who set down for the drive. They're in deep stretch. Lexus Angel looks good up front. She's clear by 2.5 lengths. All Out Maryland is all out back into second. Third with late speed Enchanted Angel, the opener to the favorite Lexus Angel. Lexus Angel wins over All Out Maryland. Then it was Enchanted Angel.
Yeah, that was Alexis Angel winning with Trevor Henry in the bike. A couple races later, race 3 was the next split. Let's see how this one is.
Fan can see them all. Halftime in 57 flat. They race into the far turn after a 29-3 second quarter. Lightning Lizzie stretches out the lead to 1.5 lengths. Catch My Breath is second now. Third in at the rail. Miss Wicked has closed up her gap with 3/8 to go. Then Peeler fourth, popping out fifth. Go Getter Miss Cheddar. Lubeck Fan gets underway from last. They race to 3/4 and the tempo quickens now as Lightning Lizzie's on top by 2 lengths over Catch My Breath, who's second. 3/4 up in 126-2, sprinting 29-2 in that third quarter. Lightning Lizzie coming into the stretch, couple snaps of the wheel disc, and she looks good to go up front by 3 lengths now. Catch My Breath is back into second, and all she can do is watch Lightning Lizzie pace away. In fact, the further they go, the more that this filly is going to win by. Lightning Lizzie, how impressive was she when called on to sprint? She did just that. She looked good doing it. Lightning Lizzie, large and in charge. Won it by 6 in 153-3.
A big win there by Lightning Lizzie. And then the last and final one comes race 6.
Inside right match, trips out in the pocket through big speed here, 55-3. Think Ahead is at the rail from in third. Margot's got the cargo with speed to chase from back into fourth. Then a 3-length gap further back into fifth now is Beth. And the trailer from in sixth, Too Easy. Around the final turn they go to 3/4 and they're still chasing. Always a catch. Always a catch on top of length. Right match starts to edge from the pocket now. Think Ahead is right there third. Margot's got the cargo fourth. Still 5 off the lead at 3/4 in 124-1. Speed starts to decelerate as they come into the stretch. Still there, always a catch on the outside. Right match. Right match is coming on. Gains the upper hand in deep stretch. Angling out from in third is Think Ahead. In deep stretch, it is Right Match and Philion. Here on the outside with late speed is Think Ahead. Right Match looks for the line. Think Ahead on the outside second. It's Right Match to win by 3/4 of a length. Up for second was Think Ahead. Mile time 1:53.
Yeah, that was Think Ahead. And then we're going to move on to Flamborough Downs. Racing last night, one driver had a hat trick. That was Scott Coulter. He wins races 3, 5, and 10. Race 10, last race of the card. He wins with a choreographer in 158-1. Another foggy day last night at Flamboro Downs. Sorry, not Fraser Downs. Fraser Downs we're going to look at next. They had racing last night as well. If you followed my picks and analysis, you would have hit both pick fours. Didn't pay too much, but you would have hit them. And only one driver got 2 wins last night at Fraser Downs, and that's Kelly Hort. He wins first race with Dally Dancer, and he would win race 4 with Shayana Acrio in 2:03 and 1. And that's everything from the recap section. Now we're going to go to previewing. We're going to quickly preview here the Blue Chip Matchmaker Leg 5, which goes down tonight. And then after that, the Borgata Series Leg 5, which goes down on Monday. Yeah, so there is 2 splits, I believe. 2 splits of the Blue Chip Matchmaker going down tonight, 40,000 in each. Here is the first. Here's the standings, actually, real quick. We'll look at first. Let me just pull this up to make it a little larger for me so I can see here. Litty Rose leads the way in points. Michaela right there in second. Pretty solid there. But if you get down near the end, Tony's Mom and Trencher's Penny tied for 8th. And Racing Bell 1 point down. I think it's top 8 you want to have to get into here. So pretty big. There's going to be a big fight here for the last little bit to see who makes it into the finals. And the first split is race 5 tonight at Yonkers Raceway. Field of 8 line up in that one. And it's coming up here in 1 second. There it is. Field of 8. Coachella Bound and Yannick Gingras get the rail. They're at 5-2, and they're 6th in points. If you just saw Tony's Mom and Jason Barlett at 7-2. Like I said, Tony's Mom 8th in points. Has to try to battle off a couple of people who are actually in the 2nd division, so pretty big there. Stella's Soul at 15-1 wasn't anywhere near the top. True Blue Hanover, Scott Zeron at 6-1. Karma Sealster at 2-1, 7th in points, is on the edge there. Man Don't Forget Me at 20-1. AVF Claire at 20-1, and in case you didn't know, at 6-1. Couple horses to look at here. Karma Sealster is the favorite at 2-1 and 7th in points. Interestingly enough, best finish was a 2nd place in leg 2. Finished 3rd in legs 1 and 3. Finished 5th last time out. Very interesting finishes there. Here's Karma Sealster's last win, which came back on March the 8th at Yonkers in 152 and 3. Another horse we'll look at is the rail horse Coachella Bound, 6th in points, comes in at 5-2. Finished 5th in the first leg and 4th in the second, but has back-to-back seconds now. Yannick Gingras took over driving after the first in the legs 3 and 4. He'll be back in the bike this time around. The last time she won was March 1st at Yonkers in 154 and 2. So again, a horse that sitting 6th in points and definitely needs a top finish here. And then the third horse we'll look at, and this one's Tony's Mom, sitting in 8th in points, is at 7-2. Tony's Mom, she won the first leg, but then kind of has taken some regression here. Finished 5th in leg 2 and 4th in leg 3. Never lined up in leg 4. But yeah, sitting there right on the bubble, 8th in points with a couple horses breathing down her neck. She did leave most of the way in leg 3 and then got caught late. And yeah, this is the highlight from leg 1 here where she got her win. And then in the 2nd division, and yeah, there again, there's a quick points, but in the 2nd division here, we'll look in 1 second. A little bit more horses kind of on the line here. Here it is, field of 7 in this one. Litty Rose at 2-1 is the morning line favorite, and first in points at 5-2 co-favorite. Doug's Babe A at second in points is technically 2-1 favorite. Trencher's Penny at 20-1 is the 6 hole there. She's 9th in points. Racing Bell, the 10th in points at 5-1. Jive Dancing's 11th in points, gets the 3 at 7-2. Man, this is a tight race here as well. Doug's Babe, though, let's look at her. She's finished 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and 3rd in this series so far. Her last win was late last year at Yonkers. But she's like I said, 2nd in points. Pretty comfortable here, and here's her last win. Like I said, yeah, late last year in December. And then Litty Rose is another one. She's 1st in points, but 2nd favorite in the morning line odds. She's actually won legs 1 and 3, finished 3rd in leg 2, and 2nd by a nose last time out. Definitely looks to be one of the favorites to win the event if she stays flat and stays good here. Her last win, like I said, was leg 3 on March 29th here in the 3rd leg. We'll look at Treacherous Penny. Comes in at 20-1, but 9th in points, right on the bubble. There was 1 point down. She finished 2nd in the first leg, but then really hasn't had anything too great since then. Her last win actually came on December 23rd at Northfield Park. She'll have Scott Zeron in the bike. Definitely needs a good finish here, and she's racing against a couple of horses that she needs to beat, like Racing Bell at 10th in points and Jive Dancing 11th in points, and Tony's Mom at 8th in points, and Karma Sealster are both in the other division. So big finish there. Racing Bell at 5-1, 10th in points. She won in leg 4 in 154 and 3 by a nose, and here's the highlight of that. She finished 6th in the first leg, took leg 2 off, finished 3rd. She's getting better. And she definitely needs a good finish here to try to get into the finals. And the last one we'll look at, Jive Dancing. 7-2, sitting 11th in points. Will come out of the 3 hole. She won last time out as well, wire to wire in 154 and 3. She's gradually got better as the events went on. Her last win, 154 and 3 in leg 4. Sorry, I lied. We'll actually look at Easy to Please as well. 8-1, 12th in points. Definitely, what's that Jim Carrey thing? So you're saying there's a chance? Could be. Her best finish in the event was 3rd, which she did in leg 2 and 4. So we'll get to her highlight in a second here. She finished 5th in the other events. This is Easy to Please, the 5. Does get Yannick Gingras on the bike, though. Her last win came back in February at Yonkers with Jordan Stratton. But, 8-1 opens up here. I obviously like the rail horses in this one if you're going betting-wise. But you know what? You could see something like Racing Bell, Jive Dancing, or this Easy to Please. They need some wins, so wouldn't say no to maybe putting some money on them if they could pay out for pretty good, actually, probably. And then we're going to go to the Monday Borgata series. 1 second here. And this is all tonight at Yonkers Raceway. And I think we'll show the standings one more time. Here we go. And like I said, that's your top 10. Really close there at the finish, at the bottom there. And should be a good night of racing tonight. 2 splits, post time, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Yonkers. On to Borgata series on Monday. There's 3 splits for them. Their standings are coming up in 1 second. It's a tight one here, too. There's actually a tie for 10th between Please Let Me Know and Backstreet Shadow. Hullabaloo's only a few points ahead, and some moment somewhere in that 8th spot by your leader, Desperate Man. He's got it all locked up, not even racing this week, taking the week off. And then there's 3 splits. First split here. The first split, Rock and Roll Runa at 3-1 is in second in points here. Will line up in the first split. What's Stanley Got A is at 5-2 and 7th in points. Gets the rail, and Please Let Me Know 10th in points. One like I said, tied in 10th at 2-1. Please Let Me Know. Won last time out in 152 flats. That's when Matt Kakali went off and won like all 4 or 5 races to start the race. Finished third back-to-back times in legs 1 and 2, and then comes in leg 4. Definitely needs a win to solidify a spot in the finals. Let's see here the clip. The highlight will be its last win on last week, April the 8th. Earlier on Monday, just past Monday. Travis Alexander trains this 5-year-old gelding. And then, the next horse we'll look at What Stanley Got. Sitting 7th in points. Won leg 2, but finished second in leg 1 and 3. Didn't line up in race 4. Pretty consistent 152 kind of times here. George Brennan has been in the bike and will line up once again. Gets the rail. 5-2. Definitely like the chances of what Stanley Got in this one. And then we'll move on. Rock and Roll Runa is the last one we'll look at. Second in points, 3-1 favorite. Morning Line actually won. He won legs 1 and 2. Kind of dropped off since then, but still has a good shot of. Definitely is going to make it to the finals. Definitely has a good shot in this one on Monday as well. The last win here was March 25th in leg 2. On to the second division. One horse that's trying to get in here was the Backstreet Shadow, tied for 10th with Please Let Me Know. Is actually the favorite in the second split here. Once that slide comes up at 2-1. Won last time out with Matt Kakali in 151 and 3. Yeah, like I said, Backstreet Shadow, like I said here. Tied for 10th. Back-to-back thirds in leg 2 and 3. 1 in leg 4. Right on the cusp here of trying to make it in. Gets the rail. It's tough to go against that one. I think he'll definitely have a good shot in this one. Here's the highlight. Travis Alexander trains this one as well. And big win the other day when Matt Kakali went off. Another horse to look at, Coach's Corner, comes in at 3-1, 6th in points. Gets the 2-hole. Gets the 5-hole in this one. Hasn't won yet in this series, but finished second all 4 times. There was actually a dead heat for second in leg 3. This last win came just prior to the series on March 4th, where he won in 152-1. Then Covered Bridge at 7-2 is 5th in points. The Gold Cup and Saucer winner won the first leg, but hasn't won since. 3rd in leg 2, 4th in leg 3, and 2nd in leg 4. Kicking around, sitting 5th in points, like I said. Gets the 2-hole. Jordan Stratton will be in the bike. Last win came in leg 1 in 152-3. Actually won back-to-back races with the Invitational just before that. So yeah, I definitely like Covered Bridge's chances in this one as well. Could pay with a price, and kind of one of those horses, kind of on the line, and might need a win to solidify his shot. 5th in points. Last and certainly not least in this field, Duncan is the 4. 3rd in points. Comes into this one at 4-1. Won legs 2 and 3. Won both of those in 151-4. Finished 3rd in leg 1. Finished 5th last time. Went off stride early, but still kind of rallied. As long as it stays flat, Duncan, I think, has definitely a good shot in this one. Tim Tetrick's been in the bike. And, yeah, I like Duncan's chances in this one. And then, yeah, let's get going here. The last split. Div 3, Line Drive Hanover is your heavy favorite when we get to that. Yeah, Line Drive Hanover is your heavy favorite. Gets the rail. 4-5. 4th in points. Hullabaloo is 7-2. 9th in points. Leonidas A is 6-1. 12th in points. And Fun at the Beach, 20-1. 13 in points. So again, this is all Monday action at Yonkers. And I'll have full recap of that action tonight and Monday on my Tuesday show. And that's everything I got for you today. Thank you for joining me. We're live here on our presenting sponsor, HarnessLink.com, because HarnessLink.com is the only harness racing website truly dedicated to covering news and events in the standardbred industry worldwide. Sponsored by HarnessBid and our friends at the USTA. Thank you to Brett Beckwith for joining me today as well. It was great to catch up with him. We'll have to talk to him again and see how things are progressing for him. But I'll be back on Tuesday. No matter if you're watching horse racing, UFC 300, the Masters, baseball, hockey, basketball. It's a great weekend for sports. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.